So
All
anyway,
good, man.
we were talking about how that basically saved your life.
Right.
That happened. I hate that for you, but at the same time, I'm glad that woke you up and it pushed you to get sober. Um,
Right.
what tools do you use in your life? Like when you encounter a stressful situation or any of those situations where, it would drive you to drink back in the day, what kind of tools do you use in order to, get over those humps?
Well, I mean, it's number one for me is staying busy. I need to stay busy throughout my day. But I have I do meditation. That's not everybody's into like meditation. I get it, man. I did meditation a lot back in the day and it never worked for me. But
Yeah.
I do like mindful meditation, and all that is where I'll go out and I'll sit down and I'll close my eyes and I'll just listen to like the breeze and the trees. My IOP program that I'm in, which is a lot like AA. It's just a group of sober people trying to better ourselves. That's been a huge tool. Uh, Having people that I know that I can trust, that I can call on if I need to call on them and talk to them. Working out has been great. I've been getting back into longboarding. That's something I did when I was a kid all the time. I've been trying to get back into longboarding again. Tattoos, just all sorts of different stuff. I Keeping busy and filling my life with new things is the best tool for me.
Yeah,
Just keeping my mind active, keeping something cool going on in my brain. You know what I mean? Something
absolutely.
something all something new around the corner, something exciting. Uh, I'm a Christian. I'm into the Bible. I like, that has been a huge tool for me. I know not everybody's into religion, but for the people that are, that could be a tool for you guys. Um, just sitting down and praying. If I'm having a hard moment, I'll just, sometimes I'll just take a second, stop what I'm doing, and I'll just pray. God, give me the strength to get through this. I know that I can do this with you, and it helps, man. Um, there's so much you can do when you're having like a craving or a bad day, but just keeping busy and bringing new stuff in has helped me more than anything. And I would really, suggest that to anybody watching. Keep your life exciting. Keep your life doesn't have to. You always hear the people that get sober and they're like, life is so boring now. Well, you got to go make it exciting. You got to go do something, anything. You've got to start a new hobby. I say it often in my videos, bring that inner child back, whatever you did as a kid that you really enjoyed, bring it back. Like me and my brother, he's sober at the moment too. And we used to play Yu-Gi-Oh cards back in the day. So me and him have just been playing Yu-Gi-Oh with each other. It's just like, why not?
Yeah,
This is something we're laughing, we're having a good time, and it's something other than drinking ourselves to poisoning ourselves. It's
absolutely.
and those things, man, they're huge. Those tools are huge for me.
I 100% agree with you on that, man. I talk about that so much on the channel, finding a hobby, whatever it is, and just staying busy. It's that, they say, idle hands are the devil's playground. If you're sitting
So
around, not doing
so
anything with yourself, those thoughts are going to keep coming into your head because you're bored and you want something
yep,
to fill your time. But
yep,
finding anything, whatever it is, it could be gardening, it could be whatever,
anything, yeah.
anything. I mean,
And
and it doesn't have to necessarily cost money either. I mean, you could just go
no, it
out,
could be free.
you can go out in nature and go on a walk and look at wildlife or something
That's
that,
huge.
huh?
That's huge, man.
Oh,
That
yeah.
nature, huge, huge,
Absolutely,
huge.
man. Like one of the things like I've been wanting to do with my boys here lately is I want to start going out into the woods and getting leaves of different kinds and painting them and starting a like a leaf journal. Paint them and
Do
then
it.
press them onto the pages and then we write down what type of tree it is and just stuff like that
That'd be awesome.
just to teach my kids about different trees and you know
Yeah.
I mean, does that cost anything? What, a little bit of paint and a piece of paper or a book? I mean, it's nothing. And Reading books, I
Right.
think, is something that really, I've always been a huge reader.
Yeah,
That's
that's a good
been
one as
really
well.
beneficial because it really, when you're reading a book, man, you really have to focus. It's not something, it's not like
Yeah.
watching a TV show where, you can mindlessly just kind of sit there and your mind will often wander off. If you're
Right.
reading, you really got to think. You've got to put yourself in that character's position. You're imagining what's going on in the story.
Yep.
Man, it'll transport you into a whole nother place. And
It will. It will.
hours go by, and next thing you know, you're like, what? It's 4 o'clock. I started reading this at 10 o'clock this morning. But the time just goes
Exactly.
by. But you're doing something productive. And I think that's one of the
Yeah.
most important things is finding a productive hobby
Well,
that's
yeah,
just,
with reading, you're
go ahead.
bringing knowledge into your brain. I'm sorry, brother, not to interrupt you, but just to piggyback off what you said,
Yeah.
like when you're reading, you're bringing a lot of knowledge into your brain. You're actually doing something, like you said, positive for your mind instead of, the drinking option, which is doing nothing but damaging it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Learning new words. That's one of those things,
Yep.
man. That's one of the things I really like about reading books. I'll encounter a word and I'm like, I don't even know what that means. So I'll stop what I'm doing. I'll look up the word. Now I have a new word in my vocabulary that I use, and then I'll use it a whole day. And I'll
Yeah.
find ways to implement that word into my day. And now I've just expanded my vocabulary just a little bit more, and
Yeah.
my own
Something
personal
positive.
thing. Yeah, absolutely, man. There are
And
so
I would
many
also
things that you can do.
I was gonna say also, to just like for the tools and everything, I would tell people, do not be afraid to go get counseling or something either. Don't be afraid of that. It's not stigmatized like it used to be, like, the shrinks and all that stuff. Like,
Yeah,
do not be afraid to go and speak to somebody for your problems and work them out. Again, that's only going to be a positive for you. If you don't need that, fair enough. But that's also another tool that you can use in your sobriety tool belt, if you want to call it that.
I would highly suggest too, what I did the other day, the goodbye letter to
That
the
was
booze,
awesome.
man.
That was beautiful, man.
I
It really
appreciate
was.
that. But that was one of my subscribers, Kristen. And we were talking back and forth in the comments, and she had just said, when I was in therapy, they made us write a goodbye letter, and I thought to myself, that is a wonderful idea, and
It
I just gave it
is.
a shot. And that was the same day I spoke to you on the phone. I said I already knew what my video was going to be. I'd already written about half of it before we talked, and then I sat down and finished the other half after we got off the phone. But I'm telling, like, just gone through the backlog in my mind of writing that down and actually just saying goodbye. I'm telling you that
Right.
really, really was beneficial. To
I'm gonna
close
do
that
that.
to close that chapter.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even if it's not a real tangible chapter that you can, put your hands on, but it's a chapter in your
Right.
brain, and just going
Yeah.
through that process is very, very therapeutic to do. And I would
Yeah.
highly suggest anybody does that.
I'm going to do that. I commented and said I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna read it for a video. I think, man, that
Yeah,
was
I
it
responded to
moved.
you and told you you need to do that and read it out on your channel.
I have to, man. That might have been your best video yet, man. That was powerful.
I really
Like, I
appreciate
almost,
that, man.
not trying to be like a little bee or whatever, but like I almost cried listening to that, man, because I felt it to my core. I knew
Yeah,
I knew what you were talking about. It's like I
yeah.
could relate to you so much, and it was like, you could just tell it came from the heart. So I'm definitely gonna sit down and write that. And yeah, man, to everybody listening, that's a fantastic idea.
I really appreciate that, man. Like I said, I would definitely give that a shot. Um, any last closing words? Anything you want to say to everybody here? I mean, you got my audience, your audience. I mean, the floor is yours, man.
Just, it's one day at a time, guys. It really is. It's one day at a time. Take the day, for what it is. Worry about today. Tomorrow will come when it comes. And yeah, man, everything, just stick with it. Be consistent. Um, and yeah, man, yeah, I look at it like we're all on this journey together. I consider you a friend, man. I consider my subscribers friends. It's like I feel like we're really all on this journey together. So let's just keep helping each other out, keep pushing forward, and And again, man, if I could do it, I was as hopeless as I don't know what, man. If I can do it, any of you guys can do it. Any of you guys can do it. And thank you so much, LD, for bringing me on, man. This was
Oh,
epic. Can't
absolutely.
thank you enough.
I mean,
This has been awesome.
I really appreciate that, and it was great for you to come on here too, and I really appreciate you coming on. Just to touch on what you just said, man, you're so right about that. You know, just sticking with it and taking your time with it, and to the last part of what you just said, we have to help each other out, and we are all in this boat together, and not just as addicts. I mean, as human beings in general, we all just need to really work on being more helpful to each other, because it.
Yeah.
I know sometimes it can be difficult, especially if we're having a bad day or whatever. But we're all here on this planet together, and we're all one race. We're all Homo sapiens, and we all need to help each other, and especially in this community.
Yeah.
You see another person that's fallen down, help pick them back up.
Yep.
I've had so many people that have helped me along the way, and they really helped me. So
Right.
many people that I've had to talk to. I've got a really good friend of mine who is sober as well. Uh, he was an alcoholic and an addict for many, many years, and we talk all the time. And we're like-minded. We've been through
Right.
these situations. We understand each other, and actually
Right.
talking with somebody that's been through this stuff, that really does help. And
Huge.
and not
Huge.
and not just focusing on ourselves and saying, "Well, I'm sober. I'm not worried about anybody else." Actually, trying to give a helping hand to anybody else that's out there struggling. That could be a part of this too. Like we were talking about helping other people, maybe joining up some local group, maybe even starting your own group. And you don't even necessarily
Yeah.
have to drive anywhere. You could start a Facebook community. You could start a YouTube channel. It could be an Instagram page. I don't know. I mean, with the technology that the way we have it right now, the
Options are
possibilities
endless.
are endless. It's endless. I
Yep.
mean, anybody could start
Absolutely.
anything, and I would highly suggest anybody does, because I'm sure you know as well as I do that just doing the YouTube videos is so therapeutic.
It really is. They help so
Yeah,
much. They really do.
it does. I mean, just like we were saying the other day, every time you do a video, there's a lot of thought that goes into it. It's not just hitting record on the camera and just going at it. There's a thought process. You have to actually sit down and think about, okay, what's the video for today going to be about? All right, now how do I relate to
Yep.
this certain situation, and how did my life compare to this, or how did my life intertwine with this, and going back and thinking about all those
Yep.
things, and what started your alcoholism, what made you become a drinker like you were, just all these things, and you're getting down into the root cause of it. That's something I'd never
Yep.
completely ever really had time to think. Well, not I had time, I just never took the time to really dive deep into why. And I think
Right.
discovering why is very important, because if you know why, then you can address why. It's like if your
Exactly.
if your if your car breaks down, you got to figure out what's wrong with it before if it's not running, and the engine's broken down. Well, the first thing you need to do is find out what's wrong with it. And once you find out what's wrong with it, then you can address it. The alternator's out. Well, it's time to change the alternator out and put a new alternator in. And then the car starts running right, starts charging the battery back the way it's supposed to. You can put a new battery in that car, and you might be able to drive it around for 20 minutes, and the battery will actually run the car for for a little bit. It'll get those spark plugs going and all that
Right.
stuff. But eventually, if you don't have the alternator in there, that battery's gonna run out of juice. And you didn't
Yep.
address the root cause. That alternator's still broken. It I think
Yep.
it's a really great analogy to this.
It is.
It's just a car. If the alternator's out and you put a new battery in, you're only going to get but so far. But if you put a new alternator
Yep.
in,
Exactly.
well, then you've addressed the actual problem, and then you can start. You can keep driving that car for however long until something else breaks. But at least you got that problem addressed, and you know what it was, And that allows you to also steer around those things when they arise. If one of the reasons that you're drinking is because
Yeah,
you're always stressed out, well, why are you stressed out? What's causing that stress in your life? Can you get that stress away from you? Is it that family
exactly.
member that keeps pestering you all the time about something, or is it your job? Is it what XYZ? Who knows what it may be, but maybe it's time to remove that out of your life. That's what's causing you so many problems. That's pushing you to drink like that. You really got to dig deep and find out
Exactly.
exactly what's going on. But that's just my opinion.
You do. You do, brother. You really do. It's something you do have to dig deep for. You really have to do some deep inner soul searching, man. You really
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
Because it's I think that is absolutely crucial to being able to become sober. You need to we were drinking, I've said it before, man. We were drinking to fix a problem. And when you remove the alcohol, that problem is still there. That problem hasn't went anywhere, man.
nope,
All that BS is still piled up, and
yeah,
you need to address the BS before you can move forward.
absolutely. I've said that so many times that, when I was working as a chef, I thought, because I was always so stressed out, and I thought, if I leave this job, that's going to solve all my problems. Well, that wasn't
Right.
all of my problems. I left that job, and guess what? My drinking just got worse. I tried running away from all my problems. They were still there. They didn't go anywhere. And I didn't
Yep.
really look
Yep.
deep down inside and go, what's really the problem right now? What's really going on with you? And for one, one of my
Right.
biggest problem was I was completely physically addicted to alcohol. And back to your point, what
Yep.
you said is, you know, don't give up, keep pushing forward. I can promise
Keep
you
pushing.
that when I say that I was a horrible alcoholic, um, I really was. I was a horrible alcohol. I drank so much, man. And if I can get out of it, anybody can get out of it. You really can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
I
Beautiful. Beautiful.
never thought that I would get sober, man. Never thought it would happen. I really did
Me neither.
not. I thought that I would
Nope.
tell
Nope.
people this is going to be the end of me is the alcohol. And I would say that all the time and I would laugh about it. I know it's going to kill me one day. Ha ha ha. Until I was actually laying in that hospital bed.
Yep.
And you know the saying, there's no atheists in foxholes. Well, that's so true. Because as I
Right.
laid there in that hospital bed,
Right.
what was the first thing I was doing? Please, God, if you'll take me out of this, I'll never drink again.
Yep.
And I haven't touched a
Yep.
drop since. Uh, and I made it through it, but I almost didn't. And once it's too late, it's too late. Don't want to end up there.
Exactly.
I can
Exactly.
tell you that much.
If you're watching this video right now, if you're tuned into this video right now, then that means that you are here. You are alive. That means you have another opportunity at changing,
Yeah,
Do not squander it. Not everybody today has that opportunity. There's many people that are 6 feet under right now that never got another opportunity at this, man. If you're watching this video, you have another chance.
yeah,
Do something about it.
absolutely, man. Everybody's got a chance to stop and change their life, and
Yes,
I can promise you, your life will be so much better on the other side. But
absolutely.
with that said, man, I think we are just about out of time here now again, and I think it's about time to wrap this up and call it a day. I really appreciate you
And
coming on today, man. I really do. This has been an awesome conversation. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, man.
hey, man, same goes to you, man. Thank you so much for having me on. This has been absolutely epic. And yeah, man, the future's real bright. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Well, like I said, man, I think it's a start to a great friendship, and this isn't going to be the last time you hear from me,
Yes,
man. So, and much more to come. We'll
me
definitely
either.
collaborate some more down the road, for sure, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
So, thank you so much, man.
Hell
Guys,
yeah, man.
please go check
Hell yeah.
out his channel. Can you tell everybody your channel, please, so everybody knows where to go to?
Yeah, my channel is, if you guys look up Slayer Sober, I should be the first channel that pops up. I'm kind of similar to LD. I talk about alcoholism, my journey through it, and yeah, just trying to bring awareness to this crazy subject. So yeah, man, you guys can find me there.
Thank you so much for saying that, man. I appreciate you letting everybody know where to go. And I'm definitely subscribed to your channel, man. And I check your videos out myself, and they're great. And I really appreciate it. So, guys, please go check out Slayer Sober's channel.
Thank you.
He just started out. And how long ago did you start?
It's been a few months now.
Okay.
It's been probably about 3 months now.
Okay. I thought it was a little bit shorter than that, but he's got a great channel, guys. Please go check his channel out. I watch his videos, so please go look at his channel. And when you do, please subscribe. It really does help him out. Subscribe to the channel, commenting, liking his videos. It pushes them out to the algorithm and gets those videos out for more and more people to see. And both of us are here for the same reason. We just want to spread awareness about the dangers of alcohol and alcoholism and addiction. And
Yeah.
we just want to help people, and that's that. At the end of the day, that's what we're both here for, and that's why I wanted to bring you on here, man, so that more people can get to know who you are and go see your channel and get to know your story. So thank you so much, man,
Thanks.
for coming on. I really do appreciate it. And until the next time
Thanks.
we talk again, man, I hope you have a great day.
Yeah, you too, brother. Thank you so much. Peace.
Bye.